大家好 welcome to the Art of Hong Kongese by Dummy. 我係 Dummy. I'm Dummy. Continuing on the topic of numbers, let's talk about weeks, months, years, and dates today. Expressing week, month, year, and dates usually only require simple numbers. So let's learn them so you don't miss your appointments. Let's start with days. Days in Cantonese is known as ya, literally sun or day. Sun as in, the sun that rises. Sometimes you might also see the word teen as in sky or day in formal speech or written context. The reason why the sun, yat, is used to represent days is because back in the days, people observed the movements of the sun. And for the cycle from sunrise to sunset, that was then recognized as a day. Hence the reason why it's called yat. Now, what about weeks? A little bit of background. I've heard that the system of weeks originated from ancient Babylon and ancient Jewish countries. In China, on the other hand, weeks started with astrology. Now, 七月, the 7 illuminaries, was known as the sun, the moon, and 5 other planets in the Shang and Zhou dynasties in 1600 BC. It is still being used by Japan, South Korea, and North Korea. In 1905, when the Qing dynasty officially canceled the imperial examination system that lasted for over 1,000 years, and later started gathering info for forming its own system. So then, in 1909, they decided to unify the weeks, 7 days a week, and called the word week in Cantonese 星期, 星期, literally the period of the stars. 星 means star. So normally Hong Kongers would call stars sing sing. Like I said, the original weeks were based on astrology. They originally wanted to name the days of the week with the names of the stars and the planets. 日月火水木金土, literally sun, moon, fire, water, wood, gold, and soil. But because they felt like it wasn't too easy to be remembered, they decided to use the numbers 1 to 6 instead, with the exception of Sunday, which they kept the word sun, yat, instead. Hence, now Monday is known as 星期一, literally the first of the period of stars. Tuesday is 星期二, second day of the period of stars, and etc. Pretty easy, right? Now, you can choose to repeat after me. Monday, 星期一, 星期一, Tuesday, 星期二, 星期二, Wednesday, 星期三, 星期三, Thursday, 星期四, 星期四, Friday, 星期五, 星期五, Saturday, 星期六, 星期六, Sunday, 星期日, 星期日. Now, let's take a look at the months. Back in Chinese New Year, the episode on Chinese New Year, I kind of already introduced that there is the lunar calendar and there's like the Western Gregorian calendar that is used more widely in Hong Kong. Months are very, very easy. In Cantonese, months is called yut, as in moon or month. Formally, it is called yut fan, yut fan. The reason why the word yut is used to represent months is because the rough time for the moon to circle around the earth roughly takes about a month. Now, because there are 12 months in a year, in Chinese or Cantonese, we simply use the number 1 to 12 to represent January to December. You can choose to repeat after me. January, 1月, 1月, February, 2月, 2月, March, 3月, 3月, April, 4月, 4月, May, 5月, 5月, June, 6月, 6月, July, 7月, 7月, August, 8月, 8月, September, 9月, 9月, October, 10月, 10月, November, 11月, 11月 December 12月 12月 How about year? Now, back in the Chinese New Year episode, I've already mentioned that year is 年. That is, when the Earth circles around the sun for one round. Other than using the word year, 年, as a unit, you also need to add 年 after the date. Say, for example, like this year is year 2020. You would say 2020年. So year 2020 instead of just 2020 like in English. For dates, we usually read the date by the following format. Year, month, and date. 年, 月, 日. To read the year, you would usually read it out digit by digit. So say, for example, we would say 2020年, literally 2020 year. Instead of 2020年, like, literally 2020, just as in English. So remember, you read the year digit by digit, then you would say the month and then the date. One more thing to add about the date. I mentioned that day is 日 or 天. But when you read a date out loud, the character 後 is often used to replace the character 日, which is more formal to say in terms of reading the dates. But of course, if you say like 日, it is still kind of understood and it's just a little more formal. So for example, today is March 5th, 2020. In Cantonese, I would read it as 2020年3月5號. Usually in Mandarin, they would say 日 as often as 號. Finally, I just want to quickly introduce the words for today, tomorrow, and yesterday to you guys. What is the date today? In Cantonese, we would say 今日幾多號啊? Now, just like telling time, do you remember? 而家幾多點啊? 幾多 means how many or how much. 號 is like I said, date. 今日 means today. What about yesterday? Yesterday is 琴日. So what was the date yesterday? 琴日幾多號啊? 琴日幾多號啊? For tomorrow, it's 聽日. 聽日. So what's the date tomorrow? 聽日幾多號啊? 聽日幾多號啊? That's it for today. If you like what I do, like and subscribe to my channel. Comment below to tell me what you want me to talk about. See you next time at The Art of Hong Kongese by a Dummy.